Hi, everyone. I wanted to ensure that I came back from last week's live stream because the way that I had things set up was not accurate. So I appreciate one that folks were on the live stream with me and giving me the feedback, that it was hard to see everything. So I wanted to come back and redo my therapy room, and yeah, hopefully continue to just add um some context around, like how I use virtual therapy rooms, and would love to know, like, if y'all even just made a therapy room for yourself. So that was one of the things that I also mentioned, as well, related to doing this type of activity. Some of the kind of advice about tapping into creativity and things, like how I got started. So I would say, create a therapy room for yourself, and that get creative, have fun with that. I will also say, yeah, just think about, like, what are some things that you want in your therapy room. So I am just going to again just show you, like, some of the things that I think about and pull, and I'm just gonna move up. So I am in a whiteboard right now. That's how I build my therapy rooms. I built them in whiteboards. Um, and this makes it easy to keep track and also share the link with my clients. There was a question when I was doing this as a live demo about having, should you have separate like documents, separate whiteboards for each client? And yes, you want to have separate documents, separate whiteboards, therapy rooms, right, for each of your clients, because you're going to share this link with that client. And you might, again, depending on, like, how you build out your room, you might want to add very, like, specific kind of elements based on, your clients. You want it to be something that's supportive for whatever might be supporting them more, right? So you might have something that's more ADHD specific, something that might be, you know, autistic centered, autistic spectrum centered, so yeah, you want to have a separate link for each one of your clients. And, you don't have to make them different. They can all be the same, and just have some elements that might be different. But yes, you definitely want to have separate ones. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Um, let's see. I can get carried away. I can get carried away with creating these. But that's kind of like one of the fun things about this to me, is kind of getting carried away and, like, what that looks like and what that means, for you. And again, like I said, you want to have fun with this, right? Because you want your clients to feel comfortable, when, if you introduce this type of engagement into their therapy sessions. Let's see, I'm going to put this position backward. I want to put this um, behind the couch. So, like, what I did was, so before, you see how the couch is here, and how the bookshelf is behind the couch. What I did was just hit position, and I'm going to put it forward so you can see how it was before. So before it was like this, right? Just kind of floating on top. And if you want the bookshelf or anything, that might go behind something to create some depth to the room, right? Like that's kind of what we're doing as well, creating depth when you put items behind, right? So that it feels like when you open it up, you're actually inside of the room. Okay, let's see. Let's do I hope I finished my thought. Let me turn my volume up as well. Um okay, so we were talking about different links. Oh, let's have like a little beanbag chair. That's cute. Um I think I want a beanbag chair. I like multiple places to sit in real life, right? So in my therapy room, have different like seated areas. And I'm kind of going overboard a little bit with the decorating one because I want you all to again just see um let's see. We gotta sometimes you have to hit backwards twice if you have like multiple overlapping elements. So like um this couch and then this chair was on top of this rug, right? So I had to hit the backwards position twice to get both of them kind of on top of the rug, right? So here again, we're creating depth, right? It doesn't look so flat now, right? We're just like a chair. I think I'm gonna move. I don't like this bookcase anymore. Um, we're creating depth, like we're actually in a scene in the room, right? Instead of it just being kind of flat. Um, it makes it, yeah, just more fun and interactive and like you're actually there. Okay, so let's see. Let's just put this up here for now. Again, I could continue to go on and on and on, but I want to go back to a bookshelf because that is important for the virtual therapy room so that you can place different links in the room and you and your client can click on them. So again, this is another example of creating depth, right? Like I removed that other bookcase. I like this one better because I can place things on the shelf and it's not like it's not positioned awkwardly. So again, this couch is forward. I want to move this backward. Okay, here, right? And I could make it bigger. But I'm just gonna do that for now. And I'm gonna zoom out just so that you all can see, right? That like at the bottom here is the original whiteboard that I did before, and it just keeps track of all of it, right? You can make it bigger to kind of separate things. Um, but it's like you know, an ideas document or a way to capture that. Okay, so one of the things that I mentioned in my last video was like Uno. Let's see, did that come up? There they are. Okay, so like Uno cards, right? And put the Uno cards on the shelf. I don't know. We might have a client who likes um let's do I think I had a journaling hand. I did. So you might have like a client who likes to journal or something like that. And you can link like a Pinterest board, or I kind of want this bookshelf to be a little bit bigger now and then back. That's so big compared to the couch. But look, Again, I can get carried away, but I think y'all get the point of this, right? Like you are kind of linking on the bookshelf uh visual images so that you can hyperlink where you want this particular image to take you. So like I mentioned the buddy board games link, and on that one you have like Uno, you have Connect Four, you have so many different games. And so all that I would do is hit the three dots for more, scroll down, hit link, right? And then put the link there. And then that's where, once you come back to this with your client, you will be able to click on this and then the link will pop up and it'll take you to the website. Same thing with the journaling prompt. Um, I would probably link this just right off the top of my head. I would either link this to like a Pinterest board that has like some journaling prompts, maybe related to like inner child, or if this is an entrepreneur's virtual work therapy room that you're building, I might link it to journaling prompts that, promote self-love or motivation, things like that, right? Let's see, I'll do one more. Let's see, a yoga mat maybe. It could even be a little emoji of someone in a yoga position, again, so you remember, let's see, what the emojis are, right? And what they link to. So you want it to be things that trigger you and your clients' memories, right? So like this one, we have a little yoga person here. So I might link to like a yoga YouTube video, or it might be a breathwork video, or even like the Calm app, CLAM, Calm app. And I'm sorry if you watched the first video for this series on creative and interactive interventions for therapists. Y'all know that, I mentioned I usually will spell things out because of my Southern accent. So again, whatever you are supporting your client on wellness around, if you find this approach to be fun or something that you think that your client will enjoy, you want to build this based on that, right? So like I mentioned, a room that's related to like ADHD, autism, right? This could be a room for someone who, needs to, have more self-love. If you're supporting them around like ways to integrate self-care approaches, this room might be filled with things that you want to remind them of for their self-care, right? If it's to journal, if it's to play more games, if it's to do more yoga, right? um there's such a huge spectrum for this, right? Like I could see this. I also incorporate psychedelic integration, and harm reduction into my therapeutic approach. Like if we're working on tolerance breaks related to cannabis use or psychedelic integration, and it's something that I want to remind my client of, or something that we're tracking, or, if I find like an article even around like tolerance breaks, which I have a really good one, if anybody is interested, right? Like I will link that in the therapy room. So again, it's just an interactive way to be in therapy with clients. So sure, I could just send my client this link in a text message. I could send it in an email. I could send it in the chat feature for whatever platform that I might be using to facilitate therapy or whatever, right? Or I could link the article in a virtual therapy room, right? And this is something that the client can have even after they either are not with you in therapy anymore. They can keep these links. Also, it's a way to just have kind of an external memory keeper for the things that you might share with your client. I don't know if y'all are therapists who, yeah, like I share podcasts, I share books, quotes, articles, all kinds of things, with my clients related to wellness to support them. And sometimes, those things are helpful for other clients. And so, yeah, like having a place that is outside of text message or email or shoot, even for me, outside of um my Google Drive, all those folders and Google documents and things like that, right? It's just another place to have like a organized uh memory keeper for the things that you share with your clients. Okay, I hope that that was helpful. I think the only thing that I didn't do, which I probably should do, is just show y'all how to at least link one of the games. So I will do that really quickly. Let's see. Uno, it's called Buddy Board Games, right? This one, the Uno Online with Friends. And then as I mentioned, it has, so here are the games to the right. It has the whole list of games and it keeps going. But this is what it opens up to, right? And so let's see, we want to go home. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is copy the link to the home page for this, right? Come back to my virtual therapy room, go to the visual image that I want to link the website to, whichever one you might be working on, right? You hit link, you click that, done. Okay. So now you see when you click on this, the link shows here and it'll do the same thing for your client. You share this virtual therapy room with them in the session, they open it up, they're able to click on the link and then it takes you right to where you're trying to go. Right. And so, like I mentioned, so here for the journaling one, I might link to like a Pinterest board or something like that, or even like a document that I've created for my client with journal prompts or affirmations or, something like that. Right. There's a lot of things that you can link here. It doesn't just have to be a website. Like I mentioned, it could be an article, it could also be another document. Okay. All right. So that's like the overview of like how to link games and apps or like Pinterest links and things like that in the virtual therapy room. And what I'm doing in the workshop that I offered for I'm gonna do it December 8th. For the workshop that I offered in December, is to like the next level for virtual therapy rooms is like building um like a linked room. So let's see, so like this yoga image, for example, one of the things that I'll show, or as an example of what I mean by like building out more advanced virtual therapy rooms, is if I had a client that, you know, we're tracking, um, let's see, how will we use it for yoga? Let's say that we want to track, like we're doing yoga together in session, right? And we want to track how many days, for instance, how many times per month that we engage in yoga in our sessions, right? So a more advanced aspect of this is to build to either build a document or build another whiteboard that you link to, where you can track how often you might be doing breath work with the client. One of the examples that I gave here is, so like if you and I'm down over here, right? So like if you have a client where you are tracking like how they feel every time that they come into your therapy session, right? You could, this is an example of like building out another therapy room to be able to track that, right? So you have each time that you come in, you can put in different elements, different ways, again, to be creative to even build this out, right? And then the client comes in and they pick each time that they come into session, you know, like a smiley face or just an emoji to track how they feel. And then at the end of the month, at the end of 3 months, 6 months, and I probably, if we keep things within like the therapeutic world, if you're tracking this for 90 days and then you get ready to do your 90-day review, you can put that in there, that you've tracked for 90 days collaboratively and creatively with your client how they feel. You can comment on the different patterns and trends that you see related to how your client is feeling, right? There's a lot that you can comment on just from that. So yeah, like this is a second whiteboard that I've just created, just like any other thing that you would create in Canva, and then linked it here to the feelings emoji. And so yeah, that's an example of the advanced aspect of building virtual therapy rooms that I'll go through some additional examples of what I have, and hopefully it will give y'all not only like a framework to use, but also support your thinking about this, right? You're imagining even around like how and what to build out with your clients, what to track with your clients. Yeah, how it can even enrich like your note taking, the way that you observe your clients as well. Those are things that will be covered in the workshop that I have planned for December. So if that sounds like your jam and you're interested, yeah, I'll be sending out more information about that. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here again for this particular kind of redo of the demo. Let me know if this was helpful, if the view was better for you all. Yeah, and let's keep talking about these things.